But if he doesn't line up a flashbang there, he could also die from being held on with the angle. So like he has to make the tactical decision of is he holding or not, which you just assume he's not holding there.
Oh, steal!
It was a
Great peek.
bloodbath in short. It's just a triple kill across the board here for Movistar Riders, leaving only Tricky and Clax remaining. They're both going to try and get themselves out onto side, but this is proving to not be an ideal situation here. Alex opting to hold a bit of an off angle as Larson begins to pick them apart with the AWP. 11-2, right around the corner. This only goes from bad to worse for the Cyber Legacy side.
That is bad times, Cyber Legacy, but Movistar Riders, they're loving it. What a scoreline. That double up setup, that can be very deadly on overpass. But when you got players like Shocks on that AWP, I feel like I prefer them on the rifle just because it's getting a lot of those multi kills, those spray downs. This does limit Shocks' multi-kill capabilities a little bit, but it doesn't really matter as Mopos and Alex both will be chiming in. Shocks finds a kill with a deagle, doesn't even use AWP. As C's has just found Mopos. It has been exchange for exchange so far, but Shocks has just found his first with the AWP. And now it's down to Tricky in a 1 versus 3, and I feel so bad for him because it's always tricky, isn't it? As Steel is there on the backstab to find the last kill. It's still a bit more BM happening, and it will be 12-2. No bias, but I do love Steel. Okay, well, at this point, it is going to be the attempt for the 4-man boost yet again. Now, this time, Mr. Observer will be paying attention. The train's just passed us by. Gets his way around the corner. Oh, he's missed a shot! I can't believe it! That could have been a free kill, a free reverse boost kill. Bad way to lose. 13-2, Cyber Legacy. I mean, if you're not already demoralized, when they're doing things like that, it's just the absolute. Here's a salt shaker. Show me your wounds, please, because I want it to hurt. A great start from Movistar Riders. They will now be on the T side. Cyber Legacy, they have the chance to bounce back. 13-2. It's a scary scoreline, but they get that pistol round. They get the consecutive round if Movistar Riders somehow mock up, the following. It's 13-5, which is still a scary scoreline to be fair, but round by round, as Flakes likes to say.
It's very true. That's all you got to do, right? It's bloody difficult. I think that's fair to say. I mean, David versus Goliath is probably a good way to look at it here, particularly when your first contact player on the B site and your only real B site defense has just been annihilated out of the server. Now it's all about the retake already. They're in a retake situation. It's been 20 seconds in the round. Are they going to check for steal? There's no way they check for steal here. Oh, he's got to be dead, surely. Flax does secure the kill, but not without a cost. A 4v3. And the afterparts from Movistar Riders are really good as well. This is going to be a tough nut to crack. Damage already done. You can see down to 31 HP. Glowing being tagged that as well. Flax is going to be able to secure the kills, but look how low they're getting. These Glocks starting to eat them alive. And no one checks barrels.
He just hid there the whole time. They needed that pistol round so desperately, and now, well, Movistar Riders, they're 2 rounds away from taking this, and Cyber Legacy, it's a long way to go, and this is all they have, really, to try and mount that start to the comeback. Deagles, MP9s, Scout, definitely doable. But Movistar Riders just look so much, look like so much for Cyber Legacy to deal with. Flash makes his way out. Great shot from Glowing. There is a refrag though. Larson will be taking him back down. They even had timing there on.
It's the jumping SMG.
I can't believe C's gets that.
That's glorious.
They timed the opening of the door with the flash. Unfortunately, I think C's knew what was happening. I probably heard it. And Mopos, he's just waltzing in towards this B site. C's on the other side of the pillar. And once he goes to check this, oh. No one for just yet. Oh, spotted. So Mopos does know someone's on the pillar. He starts to back away. So 3 versus 4 so far. Cyber Legacy have had a good defense.
I like their strategy so far, though, on this T side. A man down in this case, they're just waiting for picks, and you can see Cyber Legacy become kind of like putty in their hand. They take the jewel. What they don't expect is the re-peek. That does at least bode well for the CT side. It puts them in a slightly better spot now. They're 3-on-2. They know that who's up and above he does. He sees the shadow. You can see him just looking for the leg there in the shadow. Once he sees that, reacts immediately. And that leaves the bomb stuck on the site, and realistically should secure the round now. There should be no way Alex can win this at all.
Well played by Cyber Legacy. They did need a round, and they did get it. The investment pays off.
His SMG's got to get aggressive again as well. I like this. Nearly missing an opportunity there, and in fact will, so they have to back away. It's unfortunate. So those Deagles start to respond already. Will they expect the position of Glow? I think they will. I think they're going to be clearing this. That's smart and unfortunate for Cyber Legacy. You've got 2 players there walking away on 9 HP and 5 HP respectively because they're aware of what's going on. The saving grace could be the long push. Who's that taking contact over there? I can't quite see, unfortunately. I believe it's Mopos with the scout. So he should be a guaranteed frag here for the CT side. That scout not going to be really able to respond too much. That is nutty. Going for the running over your teammate's head strategy to secure the plant. It's not quite the traditional approach, but I'll take it.
Shocks his position as well. That's a free kill. My goodness, Foster wasn't expecting anyone to be that deep in. Seized. He makes a huge backstab here. Caesar's just thrown it. Does he not have a pistol anymore? He doesn't. Oh dear. I mean, probably won't need at this point, right? There's the first kill. Alex goes down. He can do this. Steal. Losing out with the AK, but will be shocked to shut him down. Picks up that AK as well, pretty sure. And there it is. Match point for Movistar Riders. Cyber Legacy only get that 1 round on the CT side. And now defending against the win in the first map. What do they have to work with? Foster has full armor and the MP9. He's got some utility smokes and flashes. Will be the scout in the hands of Tricky. Glowing choose to go for P250 and utility and armor. Same for Clax. Movistar Riders have 3 AKs and 2 Galils and a very decent amount of utility as well. This could be the game done here. Caught trying to lurk deep into B, Clax.
Already a man down. Doesn't look like a very pretty situation, does it?
Not at all. Good shot
Scout
there.
goes for the peak as well, but immediately cut back again by these rifles. That's... kind of feel like you're stuck in a rock and a hard place here.
This can be very hard time, especially when Movistar Riders are the rock and the hard place. This should be the game done. Foster and Glowing, don't know how much they can really achieve with the MP9. And that, oh my goodness, that kill's going to be coming in from Bank. A little bit anticlimactic there, but there it is. 16-3. It will be Movistar Riders taking their map pick, and we will be going over to Inferno, which is Cyber Legacy's potential comeback map. They could force Train out. We will see. Do stick around because we'll be right back. Golden League presented by UCC. My name is Jaeger, joined by Flakes, and we've just had an absolute stomp come in from Movistar Riders onto Cyber Legacy. A 16-3 on Overpass, and now we head over to Cyber Legacy's map pick, Inferno, which is currently one of their best maps. But I guarantee Movistar Riders will not make this game easy, because while Cyber Legacy have 4 out of their last 7, they've won 4 of their last 7 games on Inferno, Movistar have won 8 of their last 17 games on Inferno and won 7 out of their last 9. So it may be a lower percentage, but they've won more maps on Inferno than Cyber Legacy have played Inferno. So don't expect it to be smooth sailing for Cyber Legacy at all.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at the stats in between the games here, and after map 1, I'm a little worried that maybe, just maybe, we might have been a bit overzealous on our schedule because we don't have the time. This game is going to be over and done with. Based on the last game, about 25 minutes. That's how quick it was. It was insane how quickly they were able to get to 13, 14 rounds and just run away with it all. I think, on a generally serious note here, I do want to see Cyber Legacy start off with a bang early on because we can't afford to see another side from them, particularly if they have to start on that T set again, where they just get battered.
Let's not guess a score. How about you guess a timing? How many minutes?
I think we're looking at like sub 30 minutes for sure.
Sub
based on what
30?
we've seen before.
Fair enough. I'll go sub 35 to play it safe. So 30 to 35, that's mine. Anything below 30 is yours. You get a big margin there. And here we go, straight into the into this pistol round. And it will be the kit in the hands of Mopos. As for Cyber Legacy, it's the utility in the hands of Tricky and Seized. Everyone else has a bit of armor to work with. They have sent a player down second mid. They do have players going up Banana. And so for now, Cyber Legacy don't seem to be committing to any one location just yet. Perhaps it's going to be a fake over towards that B site. Perhaps it's going to be just trying to show that little bit of presence. Because as soon as they threw out that flash, they're making their way straight back down Banana. And Steel and Larson, they're still hanging around that A site. So is Shox. They haven't actually budged. Mopos still holding in B as well. Movistar Riders, they don't like to move to any kind of utility, whatever else. So the initial flash comes out. And perhaps it's to sell a double fake as they have reaggressed back down Banana. Now the utility starts to fall out. Larson is rotating over. Steel is just making his way straight down mid. And he looks like he wants to push straight through that smoke as well. So they will already have a backstab. But right now, perfect control of the site for Cyber Legacy. They got the utility in all the right places. All the damage done.
The smoke. It's 4 HP through a smoke. Oh, that is sketchy to say the least. Tricky trying to go on a ruckus here. Does a lot of damage in the end. Still gonna tap away. Let's see if they can make this retake stick though, or will we be seeing Cyber Legacy getting a critical first round in this second map as already Steel opens up with 1 and 2. Look at that! The flicks. Only 1 remaining. Dropped us like a fly. They refuse to come through. And it will be a Movistar Riders round.
Not the start you want. Cyber Legacy did get that bomb plant down though, so they can force up a bit more weaponry here for their T side. Go into this round with a couple more kills, perhaps try and steal the round away. As we are seeing an AK come out and 2 Galils. Glowing will just have to deal with the Desert Eagle, but he's got all the utility, so he's still a very important part of this puzzle for Cyber Legacy to try and take away that first round. If they lose this one, they've just donated an AK and a Galil, and they'll have to save 1 more. It wouldn't be the start that they wanted.
Patient strategy it seems to be here from the T side, just kind of praying that Movistar Riders actually overextend here, give them an opportunity for a kill. But you're seeing they're holding Banana, yes. They're aggressive down Banana, sure. They're ready and waiting. That Galil though, drive-by headshot. The flash not coming from a pause means not only does he get caught, but his teammate dies as well. That's a B site wide open here. Lack of CT smoke means they can't cross just yet, but there it comes down. This is going to be a tough retake now to pull off here. Cyber Legacy did a really good job of capitalizing on those two banana plays. We'll see he's getting a frag through the smoke as well. That's a done deal.
And that's what you like to see. That's definitely what you want to see for Cyber Legacy. Taking back that second round, that kind of resets Movistar Riders' economy there. Well, it definitely does, but because Steel and Shocks are going to try and hold on to these M4s, they'll still be able to do a decent amount of damage into the next round. But Cyber Legacy, they don't drop a single player. They get that bomb plant down, and I mean, they've upgraded. They've got an M4 and a FAMAS, and so very successful round there for Cyber Legacy. They go into the next round with everything and extra cash in the bank. Movistar Riders now are going to have to start playing catch up.
Definitely an unfortunate time to drop around there. Costly, as you say. Doesn't mean they're not going to be getting anything perfect going into this round, but they're definitely going to give it a good go anyway. This is Movistar Riders, after all, the team that love a good deagle round. So what do they have? Well, 2 rifles, an SMG, and those 2 deagles. Not horrendous, but far from great. What are they going to do? Well, extremely passive play. The only even smidgen of aggression is coming in towards apps. Everyone else is quite far back. No banana control. They're just really wanting to wait for Cyber Legacy to come to them now.
Every game that Movistar Riders have played on Inferno, even when they've lost, they've been very, very close games. And so Cyber Legacy, they need to get the ball rolling. They need to get that big, big lead going. Because they may struggle once they switch sides as well. Oh no, walking straight through. Spraying out though, Klax will find a kill. Larson, he does find the 1D. Nearly finds a follow-up. He's looking for it, but seized. A little bit better with that FAMAS. Will be finding that kill. The smokes go down over towards Library, and they have free reign over here. Foster gets let down to 45. Again, damage has been done. Movistar Riders, they can do this yet again. Cyber Legacy, they are very low. A couple of M4 shots away. An MP9 spray could definitely take them out.
Well, that's going to be the problem here, is that SMG spray. But they're going to have to time it right. And also see, he's just completely oblivious to Long right now, trusting his teammate in its entirety. If, for whatever reason, his teammate falls, Seas becomes easy pickings here as that swing comes through. We don't quite see the frags towards sight, though, that we're expecting. And off the back of that, they have to fall. I think a little bit of a mistake there, actually, from Movistar Riders from their long player. Just immediately tunnel visioning towards pit after getting through the smoke, rather than dealing with the easy frag that was right in front of them.
That was unfortunate. Mopaz, he couldn't even attempt that. He just didn't have a kit, no time. And Cyber Legacy, they're on to 2, and their bank's starting to build up now. Of course, they're going to have to spend going into this round because they did lose a number of rifles. Meanwhile, for Movistar Riders, it should be a save, and a proper save this time, because they don't want to get the ball rolling for Cyber Legacy either.
They have to be careful at the end of the day, right? They are going to be feeling, I would imagine, quite confident right now. Even despite losing the first couple of rounds, they're probably going to be shrugging it off, saying, alright, it's fine guys, a couple mistakes, let's build from this, let's bring it back, we'll ensure we get a nice half at the end, a 10-5, 9-6, still very much on the table, so let's just chill for now and get back into the game. I would imagine that's probably the comms of this team right now. That's how they need to be, because if you let it start to slip away from you, that's when things get a little problematic. That's when you see what we saw in Map 1, where you just lose your way back in, and it's just too far gone.
Orange still spotted there. Oh, seized. He is absolutely loving Inferno. At least he is. 4 kills to him. Every time he pushes down Banana, he gets all of those kills, one by one. And Cyber Legacy now up to 3 Movistar Riders. They'll be able to buy. And full gun round. For round number 5. Smoke down over on Banana. And Movistar Riders, they don't hang around Carl long enough to try and take control. Instead, they're forced back by the amount of utility that's been thrown in their direction and going to try and hold from sight instead. You don't really see them go for those early molly throws down connector or the deep smoke just to make some space for themselves. They seem very willing to give up that control. Oh, Larson, timing
If you
in
can
his
play this right
favor.
with a double kill, it's tough though. That type of angle is really tough because shooting up versus shooting down, always a bit of an odd predicament. Ultimately, they chalk it out to a 1-for-1 trade. Perfect actually for the T side here.
Two players over towards A, 2 players over towards B. I'm guessing the job of Foster and Clax is potentially, Foster and C's is to try and make noise over on this B site. So Movistar Riders start to put more players over towards B, and once that push happens over towards the A side, it'll be completely open as Shock starts to back away, but there makes his way back inside the site. Foster's inside the site already, and it's Tricky making his way in. Oh, Tricky, what a shot to Shocks! It's a 3 versus 2 on the retake. Seized, oh my goodness, Steel waving his knife around, seized in the right place at the right time. And 2 versus 2. 1 versus 1, as somehow, again, it's Tricky. And, oh my goodness, that's a good amount of damage done. Molly goes down, and he doesn't have a kit, and there's no time for him to do it either, so he's going to back away. Or is he? He's got a kit now.
Never an option there, unfortunately for him. He just lacked the timing. Cyber Legacy going to get yet another round here on their T side. This is starting to look really healthy for them. Already 4 rounds in the bag. Movistar Riders have gone from being a team who we were expecting to dominantly run the server here. We're actually quite struggling to link these rounds together.
They've already done better than their first map, so that's a good start. Decent little nade, matching the damage that was done to Mopos. They peek down Banana and then they back away immediately. Could have held on for a little bit, but I suppose they're just a bit afraid of Cyber Legacy's peaks because, especially when Cease is leading that charge, he's just doing so much damage.
Oh, Alex looking for an early opportunity there towards Banana, but couldn't quite find it. Off the back of that, though, Cyber Legacy will just pull away, completely regroup, and it looks like they're just going to be going back to their old faithful, the A side, which has worked time and time again for them. The Scout doing a decent bit of damage, but ultimately with just 1 kill, not too much it can do in the round, as Glowing the rest of the team begin to open up towards long, clear out the site, and just like that, it pretty much becomes a Cyber Legacy round. There really is no way Alex and Mapos will be able to retake this.
Nice shot there from Alex. It's a consolation prize at best, though, as has to make his way out of the site already. And so 5th. They get one more, they've doubled their score in the first game.
Got to start somewhere, right? Got to start somewhere. Interesting time for a pause, but probably smart here from Movistar Riders that surely dawning on them at this point that, hold on, this is 5-1 now. It's no longer becoming oh, we'll bring it back. We've lost a handful of rounds. 10-5 is still on the table. Legitimately, they're actually on the back foot here. They're struggling to close these rounds. Their A site is weak. That's where they're getting caught a lot of the time here is this apps and short push with the support from long. Cyber Legacy do a great job of getting that first pick towards apps, clearing off short, and then the short players actually, rather than rushing the site and getting immediate site control, they'll always have a player, particularly their AWPer, double back and actually look from short to long, and then they'll catch one or if not two rotators from the CT side as well. So it just makes it even more of a painful setup here from the T side, but it's working wonders.
Oh, Robos, this time they bring the aggression. Unfortunately, it's only good for one as Foster brings it straight back with a double kill. What a fast response from him.
Patience is always going to be key here now for Movistar Riders. They're already at a disadvantage. They're relying heavily on it being a B take. I don't think this is. I think this is a fake.
That bomb was still
You see the
so
deep
towards
molly,
A.
banana control being taken, that single smoke. A lot of utility with no real objective or substance there from the T side. And that should be something Movistar Riders can see is it's just one person throwing a cycled set of utility. If it's a Molotov, then it's a smoke, then it's a flash. That timing of that utility is quite suspect. And you'll see they'll get an A site for free off the back of that.
I mean, at some point they must have realized, they must have been like, you know what, I think this is a fake, but they'd already stacked over towards B. There's very little chance they could deny that push from Cyber Legacy in towards the A side. They just thought, might as well save, pass over some weapons to the
Oh,
next.
you're committed. Once they've rotated that player over, you are committed. There's
Yeah.
no, oh, let's go back to A and see what's going on. Because you have to retake the entire site, basically, at that point. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's a decision they made. Now they have to stand by it. And the result is we're going to be seeing 6-1 here.
Such a great start from Cyber Legacy. Movistar Riders, they really cannot get into this game. You can see trying to change up the aggression, but Cyber Legacy, they're winning some insane aim duels there. Siege just has godlike aim right now, running into sites, finding every single headshot. You saw that Foster finds that first kill on the peak, and then finds the second. That was supposed to be a refrag. Once that's happening, it's just what can you even do at that point? Deep fake gets thrown out. The deep molly as well. There's a smoke to deny that push, but this time it will be aggressive control over towards the towards banana. And now it's gonna be. They know exactly where they're going, and this is what Movistar needed. I love control of banana when it comes to that CT side because it seriously limits the T side. Alex, great position, will find the first kill, boosted up, bounces away, and they still are in a 3 versus 3. Damage has to be done to Season to Foster, so they're one dink away from going down from these M4s. That AWP will hold its ground over in that A side, and I think that's also a good choice, because he's also in a good position where he can rotate over. Smoke goes down towards mid, he's going to reposition over towards apartments, but still in a good position to rotate, and for the remaining players from Movistar Riders, they have a lot of work to do. And with Season Foster still alive, it's a scary prospect.
Are they going to check for Alex, though? I feel like you've seen this. We've talked about this plenty of times. It's kind of my pride and joy at this point. Inferno, watching a team not check flower pot, but they do check it this time. And that's perfect. Off the back of that, immediate trade comes through. Job done. Perfect take. This is really well-drilled Counter-Strike from Cyber Legacy.
Nothing like what we saw in
2v1,
Overpass.
they've got a great plant. They've got great after-plant potential now as well. They can either double up in dark, they can move towards coffins and play deeper into kind of construction church area. So many options. And they know that Larson has to check everything. The only place that he can be certain no someone is not is Banana. He should be pretty much clear that he couldn't have crossed Banana because of the position he has watching that cross.
Yeah, you can see already.
Apart from that, he doesn't know whether they're in construction. He doesn't know whether they're on new boxes, first oranges, second oranges. Are they in dark? Double stacked in dark? So many places they can be. It's an impossible retake, particularly with an orb.
Another round of the board here for Cyber Legacy. Movistar Riders still they can't get anything started. Now we're coming to that midway point where Cyber Legacy they're about to hit that 8-point score and they can assure themselves that they've won that first half. Movistar Riders still have the potential to go 8 on the CT side. But from what we're seeing from them so far, even when they get that banana control, Cyber Legacy are so good at just taking it back. Deep Molly is being thrown in. That's a nade onto Seized. That happened to him in the last round as well. And the spray comes in, last round of 22. That Molly's going to follow in. The nade. Seized is so good at surviving all of these nades. And somehow Tricky, he caught Larson with the AWP through the wall. And at this point, they really do need to put 3 players over towards that B site just to deny Cyber Legacy just waltzing in, because Movistar Riders, that they just cannot compete right now. Oh, that's such a lucky shot there from Mopaz. Well timed, and for what feels like it's been ages, it will be a man advantage to Movistar Riders, but can they convert this? That's the question. Two players in pit. Oh my goodness, of course Klax spins out. Steel is there to trade though. Flash, oh my goodness, he's pushing with the bomb. And Steel's done absolutely good job. They're Tricky down to 24 HP. Alex can cover the cross as the bomb tries to go back over. Alex unfortunately misses the timing. So Molly is going to go down onto his position. Great position from Mothbuzz. He's going to find the one. Alex is going to get the other with the Molly. And finally, Movistar Riders, sorry, I keep doing that. They found themselves a second.
Don't worry, I do the same thing with the team name all the time. It is actually Movistar Riders, not Movistar Riders, but it's an easy habit to get into. Of course, helpful to fall into that trap when there isn't really much to say about them. That's the first time they found a round in what feels like forever. So hopefully they can start to use this to build into something a little bit more here. They're definitely not at that point of no return that we discussed in the previous map, but they're getting close, so this is going to be a pivotal point for them. Use this to leapfrog back into the game. Get 4, 5, 6 CT rounds. You shouldn't be letting a T-side run riot with you on a map like Inferno.
Oh dear. Larson, that's very brave to peek down mid. Straight into Tricky. And again, straight back into the Cyber Legacy, now a man advantage. HP is low on 2 of their players, but I mean, Alex is on 33. Alex is actually backed out of the B site. Instead chosen to go over towards A. I cannot believe he doesn't get that kill. Alex is there for the refrag though. Now they're just going to commit to that B site because there was a double peek into mid. And that's going to be an 8th of the board for Cyber Legacy. They have guaranteed themselves the lead going into the second half.
Which is absolutely perfect because T-side or Inferno, getting yourself that win on your T-side sets yourself up for what should be quite a comfortable CT side. The more rounds they find now, just the easier it is for them to close us out in the second half.
I feel like they should be switching some players around just because I feel like Steel is doing such a good job anchoring, but time and time again, he's just left having to try and save because he's so far away, so disconnected from what's going on. And maybe if he was positioned over on that B side, maybe he could anchor just a little bit better.
Such a rough situation to be in, though. Ultimately, for the Movistar Riders team, still an 8-2. Ultimately, just imagine a world where Cyber Legacy are able to grow this to something like an 11-4. That'd be a very, very strong map too, given how devastating map 1 was.
It was sort of like night and day.
It's a good way to put it. It really is, isn't it?
Oh, no buzz. I mean, it's still with smoke. What can he even do? The exchange of damage so early on. Like, Mopaz just, he cannot catch a break. Every single push down banana, he's getting punished, he's getting sprayed through smokes. Look how the odds have just swayed so much in Cyber Legacy's favor. 5-1.
Well, at least that confirms the one question we had: is it map-based odds or series-based odds?
Oh,
shocks!
shocks!
Those shocks just lines up. Not only one, but then as he's going for a second player, he can't see the third player behind the second kill he's trying to get on that spray transfer. Just happens to line up perfectly. The stars align.
That could have been exactly what they needed. As great chime in there from Larson, and last man standing is seized over on banana. Mopos has found him. Movistar Riders, they found their third, so they have matched Cyber Legacy's score for the last round. So will that be the last round they get? I don't see that happening again for Shocks. How is he going to end up peeking into another triple spray down there? That was just pure luck. And of course the skill to go for the spray, but... Gosh, how often does that happen? So again, immediate utility making its way to... Oh my goodness, Tricky's position. He got very, very deep into banana and has to back out. He's down to 37 HP now. They have taken banana control for now. Cyber Legacy, they still look eager to just take that back. Meanwhile, 3 players over towards the A site. As it is the full rotation coming in. 4 players about to make their way into the apartments. And it Shocks, it's Larson to try and receive them. It's a good position. A flash assist would be incredible. Oh my goodness, it's collateral. I thought there was no chance we see another one of those, but there it is. And what steal? How is he so lucky? He's only flashed himself, but he's not been able to... Oh my goodness, Larson's just doing it all. Foster, last man sign, made a lot of noise, making his way out of those apartments. They know where he is, and Larson, does he want that ace? You can see him, they rush straight into mid. There's currently a storm happening. I don't know if you heard a slam, but that was the door slamming because of a storm outside. There you go. But Foster in a 1 versus 5. This is probably the best round we've seen from Cyber Legacy so far. Head spotted, he jumps straight out. Says Larson. He's in apartments. Make his way down boiler. If you want that ace, now's the time to grab it. Steel has been found, switched over to the AWP, but Larson has found the ace, and it will be a fourth on the board for Movistar Riders. So they have done a bit better than Cyber Legacy did on their map picks. I can't believe Larson starts that round off with the collateral.
You look at that round, they look at the round before, Shox gets the double spray down. Like, nuts. Some nuts moments here for the Movistar Rider side, but still only at 4 rounds, and that's the key thing here now. Alex takes a huge swing, tries to line up for the multi-kill on the spray down, but doesn't quite connect the way he's anticipating. But Boz, though, plays perfectly around the smoke, and he will find the frags he needs.
They're actually doing it, my
Just a
goodness.
blubber.
What is this, a 4K from Mopos? Suddenly, all of these multi-kills are coming in for these players, and it's devastating, to say the least. And that money is at the lowest it's been for quite a while for Cyber Legacy. Say lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place, but that's 3 times now we've seen them string together rounds, and Movistar Riders, they're actually making this a very competitive first half. That's 5 to 8, potential for the 6 and 7. That scoreline looked so far gone at one point. That's a gorgeous nade. Tricky lit down to 43. That's a perfect dunk onto him. Molly replaced in mid. Steel. Flash comes out. Great flash. And ooh, bit of a whiff, but manages to find it in the end. Clack still has to go down. That's a man advantage. Tricky on 43 as well, so a man and a half advantage. Oh, that's a bad flash. And Larson's just got that one for free onto Seized. As the bomb does rotate back over towards this B site, and Mopos and Alex have not budged. Spotted a player already, but the kill will come in for Foster. The question is, do they find Mopos? They peek into him, he's found the one, he keeps spraying through the box, and damage has been done. Look how low these players are.
Though. He bought just enough time. Foster's now the only player remaining. It's not going to happen. Yes, he whiffed a hell of a spray through the coffins there, just trying to force the frags through, but he bought enough time. Movistar Riders are actually bringing this back. Not only the 6 rounds, but going to be pushing for a 7th here as well. And the only thing stopping them will be a mixed bag of pistols and SMGs.
I don't understand how this happened. It's like they flipped a switch and they thought, you know what, maybe 8's too much. Let's start to play. This has been such a good response from Movistars. This time not challenging over towards Banana, and you can see how conditioned Movistar Riders are at this point, that they have to expend all that utility at the very start. Then into the apartments, won't do any damage. Steel just missing the timing there onto wallbang spray as well. But Cyber Legacy, they've made up a lot of map space here. It's a good flash, but unfortunately Foster is there to bail out his teammate. Glowing managing to survive on 20 HP. Mopos is there to get the refrag onto Seized, as Shox is going to be going down as well. So it's a 2 versus 4, and despite the shoddy buy, it's a very good round coming in from Cyber Legacy.
It's all starting to come together for them, isn't it, in this round? Unfortunately for them, it is shoddy, as you say, but ultimately the frags are still going their way. They've got 2 low HP players that could be found, though, so I don't think a retake here would be impossible, but it is the A site with the smoke in one of the most frustrating places for it could possibly be in for a CT side here.
It's been replaced as well. Boost up. Spotted inside of mini pit. Will be found though. Clax does go down. There's Foster and Larson with 20 seconds left on the clock. He's expecting someone to be pushing, but no, they're just holding. He's holding the side of the site. He should be switching over to the M4, I feel like, but he's left himself like no time at this point and jumps through, still blind. It will be a ninth on the board for Cyber Legacy. So 3 rounds in the lead, and after that great run coming from Movistar Riders, that is what Cyber Legacy do want. And now they switch over towards their CT side. Movistar Riders, if they get that pistol round, they could be straight back into this game. But if Cyber Legacy find it, well, Train would be inching ever closer.
Definitely curious to see how this pistol goes, because that will have a huge impact for the start of this half, and ultimately whether Cyber Legacy get to maintain the gap that they have.
Clack's going for the jump peaks. He should be dunking a nade on them at this point. As it will be the full takeover towards this B site, and there's still 4 players over in that A site for Cyber Legacy. And now they start to make their way down mid, and Steel is going to have all of this knowledge to work with, as he's hearing a lot of footsteps, jumping around the corner, glowing. That was a very stylish peek onto Steel there. That's last only good to find one. The kills are coming in for the side of Cyber Legacy, but that bomb is already ticking away. Mobus has the USP to work with. Smoke down for him though. Taps the bomb. Pushes through, and they're holding it inside that smoke. And he's just crouching up and down. They actually managed to take the round away. And then 2 versus 4. Shocks and Mopos with a 3k in the round, and it will be Movistar's 7-9. It works sometimes. The crouch and stand.
Yeah, I mean, you can go for a bit of the up, down, side to side sort of motions, but unfortunately, just like a roller coaster, it always has to come down at the end. In this case, it is looking pretty downwards for the Cyber Legacy side. We're still already up to 7th already. And a pretty clean-cut mid-take as well.
Movistar Riders now within touching distance of Cyber Legacies. And all those nades thrown out, and they do very little damage. That's a shame. I mean, to be fair, it's only $300 to invest into this round. They're playing this pistol round like a rifle round. And never mind, they'll be rotating the players over from that B site. Bomb is still sitting in spawn. What if they're just hoping to try and pick up some money here first? As they're actually wrapping around these players inside of the B site. And Steel, he's found the first. They know where they are. Molly goes down. Steel went down to 68. He's going for a long-range fight with that MAC-10. I do think the pistols are favored in that kind of situation.
I appreciate the optimism. I mean, he's giving it a good go with the long-range MAC-10, isn't he? Now he's actually on the site, though. Should be able to clean things up pretty easily.
They don't even go for the bomb plan. They're just straight up taking the fights. They just left. There it is. Never mind. The bomb was picked up. It's going down on the A site. Foster's very far away. Larson's found him, and they get the bomb plant as a bonus as well. So Movistar Riders, they've got plenty of money in the bank, and they've tied up the score here. As has been said, Movistar Riders, they never lose Inferno with a huge round deficit. I don't expect them to start now. And they can still win this. This is Cyber Legacy's map. I do expect them to be performing a bit better, even on that CT side. I do expect to see some good counter utility and some great peaks and a good amount of aggression. But Movistar Riders, let's see what they can do on their T side. As we will have the first gun round going forward. Flash comes out, great shot from Tricky, and a spray down happening as well. But it will be the exchanges happening, and it will be 2 versus 3. Great shot from Tricky.
Push comes through, that orb is going to do a good job, but immediately traded once more. Larson effectively playing his best impression of Larson versus the wall at this point. Goes immediately for the bomb plant, peeks up just as the smoke begins to fade. Looks towards short, but needs to be conscious of long. That's where the problem's going to come as he splits them up perfectly, knows where they are, and gets the 1-2.
Larson.
Beautifully done.
Oh, bit of extra BM. They can see that from the bomb as well. And saves an AWP for himself. What a great round there from Larson. Isolates every single fight. And look, the odds shifted straight back to Movistar Riders. These guys. Imagine if they dedicated on that first click. It's just been back and forth. And now, Cyber Legacy, they don't have any money to work with. They invest into the nades yet again. And Movistar Riders, potential to go 2 rounds in the lead. Oh my, steal. Not quite the timing for Glowing. And Glowing is one of those players that just knows how to get kills with the pistols, and so, scary prospect. They go straight down. Won't light anyone. It's like he didn't hit a skybox. Oh, Clack spots a player inside the site. That's a great play off of each other. There he goes for that peek without there being a smoke down on CT.
It's a pretty rough spot here, actually, for the CT side, unfortunately. Just trying to make the best of it with these pistols. And do have some Kevlar behind them, so there is that. But all things considered, it's a pretty rough time for them in the second half so far. Now, they did get themselves a kill, but it's going to be pretty easy for those trades to come back through. You can see just how easy those AKs obviously will chew through these players, particularly those without Kevlar. It's just eco frags, right? So, unfortunately, that little advantage they had was quickly plucked away, and just, you could see the struggle that the CT side are having. Already now around disadvantage to Movistar Riders, who, they held the lead for a good period of time in the first half. It'll be 2 rounds now, in fact, as that lead continues to grow. And this gun round going to be critical.
Absolutely. Cyber Legacy, they need to put their foot down now, because otherwise that's going to be Movistar Riders up to 12, 3 rounds in the lead, another broken piece of economy for Cyber Legacy, and they'll be well on their way to a 2-0.
Patience going to be key here as silence sets across the site. Ultimately, though, it is Movistar Riders to stir up a bit of a bang. Those duels beginning to take shape, but caught reloading an AK. An awkward time to be choosing to do that. Not quite sure I love the moment, but hey-ho, they try to make it stick. Now it's all about just holding on to the site itself. Foster trying his very best here as he lets rip, but not going to last long enough. It will come full circle back to a 2-on-2. Bomb down as well. Please don't push the CT smoke. It's a great flash. We're not going to see it. Thank goodness for that. What we do see is the molly come through and the smoke fade as Larson is ready and waiting to hold the cross. Doesn't quite expect the rifle to swing him, though.
Oh, nice shot there from Seized. Still down to Alex. And can the Spanish player clutch out against these last two players? Spots one, spots two, doesn't hit either of them, man. That's such a shame. He only needs to buy a little bit of time. There you go. That was very close to the mark. Glowing actually has a kit, so it was a risk. 11 to 10, Cyber Legacy. They'll keep it within one round. Movistar Riders, they still have a huge economy to work with. How was a literal typhoon started here? I thought we already got past it.
I feel like you just have crazy weather.
Yeah.
Just in general, just crazy weather.
The tropics. Oh my goodness. Great response from Glowing though, at least keeps it even. But we know who exchanges favor. It tends to be the T side. Oh, Steel spots that head through that fire still. And they got 3 players over towards A right now. They've left that bomb and spawn again. Foster makes his way straight back over towards that B side. Somehow, they can actually do a mid to B. Sorry, an A to B split. Or a banana split, as I've heard it being called before. But this lurk coming in from C's could be absolutely everything. As he does find the kill onto Alex, turns around, finds one more, 45 seconds left on the clock. Repeat, because he catches C's, turns back around, nearly finds Foster. But it's now a 1 versus 2. And
He's got the bomb as well, though, which is key. Just as he realised that he is now the epitome of a banana split.
oh no, he's the
That
banana.
analogy has never made more sense in this situation here. It's just maybe a little bit overeager. Wait for your teammate. He's coming down with you. It's a free kill.
There you are. Steel will find it from behind. Foster wasn't expecting there to be the flank so soon. And Movistar Riders will again be 2 rounds in the lead. And this time, they've heavily damaged Cyber Legacy's economy. Well, they do force into this round. It's SMGs and FAMASs and the M4. And pushing down mid. Alex catches Seized. Nice little nade there onto Klax. For now, after that initial kill, playing a little bit slower. Glowing is going to be running into the back of the site. The FAMAS can do some damage from there. Klax is going to have to play as close as possible. That's a UMP. A long range fight, not recommended, really. Look at that. They allow Cyber Legacy to be the ones to initiate their push as both kills come in tandem. And we're looking at Movistar Riders on their 13th. Alex, great catch there onto Glowing. Tricky did get a double kill for his efforts, but Alex on a 3k in this round. And Tricky, he's just going to back away. He wants to hold on to that M4. Because as it goes to 13, Cyber Legacy have invested everything into that round. Will they force in the next?
I don't think they were given much of a choice here, to be honest. Because if they don't force here, you're looking at 14-10. They get a buy to defend, pretty much. If they keep the M4, I don't necessarily mind the force.
The score was 8-1. And now Movistar Riders are in the lead. Okay, well, plenty for Movistar Riders to work with here. Cyber Legacy have to go for the save. They'll be allowing Movistar Riders to get to that 14th, and then they'll be hopefully trying to find their way back into this. I mean, these pistols can definitely do some work. But that bomb is angled to go over towards that A site, and they've actually put 3 players over towards B so far. And the one player with a rifle, they know exactly where he is. And now they're backing out of the B site, and they can make their way over towards A. Seized. Goes nade out towards mid. Peeks out to apartment, spots no one. There it is, Shocks. Makes his way in. And I mean, they're not rotating. This is gonna be another round here for Movie Stars already. Movistar Riders, as that was the only other
They
person.
kind of accepted that fact, though.
Yeah,
I think
they did.
yeah, that's the key thing, right? By not forcing, they're accepting 14-10 and saying, we believe that we can win the next buy round and ensure the Movistar Riders do not gain access to that series point, right? That's what they're saying. So let's see if that declaration actually pays off. Or if they lose the immediate buy round, then they have no choice but to force, or they'll lose the series. So stuck in a rock and a hard place here. They've made a gamble, committed to playing for arguably what some would say is OT. Let's see if they can make it happen.
Mopos doesn't manage any more damage before the end of the round, and I mean, regardless, they were going to be able to buy. So Cyber Legacy, if they lose this one, that's it. Movistar Riders, they've got a financial buffer for at least 2 more rounds. Cyber Legacy, they have to make up 4 rounds. It's 6 to get to that win. And so how do they start this comeback? Molly goes deep. There's utility thrown out, and they just go straight for the spray. But Shocks catches Foster inside the smoke. It's exactly what he was doing on his T side. And so far, it's been a 1-for-1 exchange. And they've actually expended a little bit more utility, but there it is. A little bit extra. Steel goes down to Glowing. All comes down to that timing.
Shock's just waiting to see if he can get a pick for his troubles here. That'd be ideal, but I don't think he realizes that someone sandbags at all.
Shocks, oh my goodness. Puts them in a 2 versus 4. So that flash coming out, Larson wants to be the first peek through the door. And the smoke not going to deter them. They're making their way straight through. Oh, never mind. They're going to wait. Okay, they got time, to be fair. 25 seconds left on the clock. There's 1 smoke and 1 flash left for the side of Cyber Legacy. We've seen them win a 2 versus 4 before. Question is, can they do it now? Boosted up. Does he spot that? No, he doesn't. Wasn't expecting that. Great double kill from Klax. It's a 3k for him. And that's what they needed. Cyber Legacy, they get their 11th. And they didn't take too many losses in that round. So they got money.
Key though, right? They have to start building up their money, and this is the way back in. At the end of the day, this is their final stand now. A single mistake here, and they give over series point to Movistar Riders, and arguably they give them the series. Every round matters at this point. Every round, particularly here, because if they can break the economy of Movistar Riders and get a freebie as well, it's going to go a long way to helping them get to 14-14.
Oh, Clax. That's feels bad after that heroic play in that last round as well. And I just realized he went into that last round with only 5 kills and came out with 8. So he hasn't really been catching too much of a break here so far in Inferno. Smoke gonna obscure Tricky as he chooses to reposition to watch over towards balcony. And Glowing still in this great position. Glowing has been very consistently finding these kills as that nade was perfect. Steel, Mopos, and Larson all take damage there. Extra molly goes down. Glowing can't go back into it, so instead he has to be placed underneath balcony. And I think this round is done because look at this crossfire.
Unless Larson can get a pick here. It's done unless Larson is given the free pick. That's the problem. It's got a good smoke as well. With that smoke through, he can stay alive here. And gets the peel through the smoke. Then major concern now is going to be Pit. And they get the pit kill. Just like that, we've got a game on our hands now. Tricky, the last player standing, has the AWP in a 1v2.
It's always
going to be a brutal predicament.
It's always tricky. I feel so terrible for him. Always down to the AWP to try and get that clutch as Larson finds that final kill. I cannot believe they took that round back. It's 2 versus 4. It was just absolutely perfect. The smoke goes down, finds a pick through the smoke, finds the player inside of Pit on the flank, and the follow up, and then the last kill, and it was just Movistar Riders onto match point. Cyber Legacy gonna be gutted by that round, but they can't focus on it too much. All they can do is focus ahead, try and get those 4 rounds back they need. Seized, boosted up, spots ahead. That's a free kill. Oh, nearly finds the follow up. Shocks. He's gonna find a double kill. How has he managed that?
Very quick with the long kill as well, just tapping them down. Great frag grenade to force the trade though. Brings it full circle to a 3v3. Oh, well, with that all said and done, that B site is looking like a prime target. No one actually on the site itself. If Alex can get a move on here, this becomes a great situation for him. All they have to do is just watch the CT smoke to make sure they're aware of any shenanigans, e.g. someone going flying through the smoke. Which that molly should be a bit of a giveaway.
Tiny bit of damage done down to Mopos.
Oh, I love this smoke.
Such dangerous.
That is a 200 IQ smoke right there.
Was he spotted in that position? Oh my goodness, the timing. It's not there for him, and Mopos misses the one shot he needs to get. So Cyber Legacy, they'll be holding on for a little bit longer.
The smoke was so good. Just the aim, just not quite there.
Yeah, just a couple of missed shots. Not what you expect to see. I guess that's why Mopos is the secondary AWPer.
Tough point in the match now for Cyber Legacy, but they seem to be able to keep things competitive here, but they also get caught at the worst possible moment. Case in point, the apps there. This is going to open up for that quick, aggressive route out towards A now. They should know that likely Pit is going to be clear off the back of that apps kill. All they have to do now is clear off the site. With the long kill coming through, you're looking at a 4v1 in a matter of seconds.
Foster,
you're praying, really, that Foster can get a frag here before he falls. That's the goal. Does so. Very nearly get to double kill there. If he was just an inch lower, he would have actually got the headshot on that second player. But unfortunately, not going to happen. Just like that. Doesn't even get through library. Headshot through a smoke. 16 to 12. It's 2-0.
Well, There you go, ladies and gents. That was game number 2 for today, and this has been the Cyberbet Golden League. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow. So until then, good night.